Hi everyone, my name's Paul Cardin. I publish a WordPress blog called We're All In It Together. I'm talking today on a subject which is very close to my heart. This is a very brief video where I'll give you a few tips on how to deal with bullying employers. It's always been around, but after 10 years of Tory government here in the UK, workplace bullying and gaslighting is becoming a pretty widespread problem. In 2003 and 2009, I was severely gaslighted or gaslit and bullied out of my livelihood by two different local councils. But what had I done to deserve it? Nothing. I blew the whistle on a financial scam at Wirral Council, and I lodged a complaint at Cheshire West and Chester Council. Both times the bosses announced Paul is out of step with the rest of the team. They thought they were telling the truth when they said that, and they were. I certainly was out of step with the rest of these teams. Both were closely corralled groups who spent every day in a kind of subdued half-life, looking furtively over their shoulders and scared witless of what might happen if they either failed to fit in or stepped out of line, which is understandable in many ways. Fear of the consequences, let's face it, is the biggest open prison in the world. But we bust out of there twice. In return for being clobbered with two sets of gross misconduct charges, which are sackable, and branded a troublemaker, I took a good degree of pleasure in not backing down, clearing my name and wiping the floor with both sets of senior director bullies. And the last time at Cheshire West Council, I prevailed again, making the council leader Mike Jones, the monitoring officer Simon Gocher, and acting environment director Julian Pellet, and the resources director Julie Gill look foolish and incompetent. In Wirral in 2003, the management failures were Director of Highway Services David Green, Green's henchman and investigating officer Nigel Jenkins, and Gary Owen, a former Unison turncoat and head of HR. I left these characters trailing in my wake both times, secured victory, won access to my 32-year pension, retired, and left them to carry on squabbling amongst themselves, handing out promotions and dispensing treats to their brown-nosed friends and acolytes. At the final Cheshire West hearing, which came on my 50th birthday, the case against me collapsed, and the Cheshire West cabal, named above, were left red-faced, bloody-nosed, bowed, and stooping to pick up the pieces. If anyone out there is watching this, and you're being bullied right now, don't blink. Stand firm and take the fight right back to them. Be honest, be measured and straightforward, and use their own policies and procedures against them. They're not clever, you see. It's all bluster, brinkmanship, and the only iota of resilience they possess comes from overdosing on wacko TV bullies Gordon Ramsay and Alan Sugar. In other words, they're so full of shit, to put it crudely, there's no room left for them to even conceive how to perform their jobs properly. So, feel confident. Brandish the fine words of their internal policies and procedures up in front of their faces like a mirror. Then watch as the penny drops. Keep your calm, keep your dignity, and keep them in the spotlight with the beam trained directly on them. Bear witness as they shift and wriggle uncomfortably like worms. Take your strength all the way up, cutting a path through the ranks of wilting, chinless wonders at the top level, and don't back down. Don't be intimidated by the suits. You are the power. You are the irresistible force versus the movable object. Don't give them an inch. Stand tall, don't bow, flinch, or show them any undue deference. UK local councils are absolutely slewing with these aggressive, cowardly creatures. Why? Because they're cosseted, carefully conditioned, and on a journey, egged on from above, feared by elected members. They reflect the same corrosive cultures found in the NHS and the wider public, private and charity sectors. So too do these rats populate the broader realm of UK employment and business in general, where sociopathic meddling done to hold the fort and manage reputations is actively encouraged, rewarded in spades and covered up inside non-disclosure agreements when it all goes wrong, which it often does. Our 10-year anniversary of fleeing these miserable toxic shitholes arrived this week. It was achieved on our terms, and we'll be lifting a glass or two to celebrate. And we're not telling you about this in order to grandstand or gloat. It's done to show you that bullies are not infallible. They're weak, half-formed, contemptible human beings who deserve a good kicking. Their power abuse makes things so difficult and can feel very threatening because they appear to hold all the cards. But little old you can be the one holding a royal flush of truth, ready to slam it down. So get stuck in and confront the gaslighting bastards. You can take control, you can do it and emerge victorious like we did. Take care. See you next time.